Hey YouTube, it is 2:45 on Wednesday, March the 30th. I'm just doing a video follow-up here on Dutchsinse's wild magnetosphere. Get your compasses out, we need verification on the flux. Um, I started going through and that website that I posted the link for below, I thought I wanted to do a little more investigation on that myself. One thing I found, just so people understand that image that you see, and this is off of this website. I'll put the link down as well so people can look at it again. And this came from Mike and a couple other guys that saw that this thing had just gone off the map. And you can click the individual real-time links down below for each moment as it's coming up here. And just to give you a real quick understanding of what you're looking at when you see those, let me just go back here so I don't lose where I'm at. This information comes from an ACE observatory, and essentially this grid right here, these four, is what's producing these three other images. So I'll just show you real quick. On this side of the screen here, you can see that this magnetic field one, it's basically an image that's produced from the solar winds. And the solar winds, as you can see, that's that input information that comes from ACE, and that's recording the velocity in kilometers per second. So that's creating that image for that magnetic field. So that's a solar wind coming at it this way. The upper one is, as he mentioned, you're getting that bow shock, and that's where you get the image at the front there. The Earth is that black dot, with the little dot right in the very center. You get a magnetopause that's just sort of the back edge, and the plasma sheet that comes out the back. And what that's coming from is that second line there, which is the density, and it's essentially giving you the pressure that's happening on the meridian plane. And that third one, the ionospheric convection, is the electric conductivity. So you get that colored picture, and that's showing the electric conductivity. And you normally would have these black rings, lines, which would typically fall over the North Pole. And it seems these last couple of days, if you've watched a couple of those clips, they move all over the place. And I'm thinking that's what's happening with these two, and I can't be totally sure on that, but the other two seem to fall in suit for each one of those images. But this third one, this seems to be coming from a combination of both of these numbers, one producing the colored piece of it, and the other one producing the electric lines. Anyways, I'll try and be quick. I went in to this site this morning as soon as I saw the one for the roving compass that Mike had put up, and started saving every one of these. And the drag is, you get about halfway through and there's an automatic refresh on this site, and dates that I'd gone through and selected had already, it was different video or different image clips. I'm like, this is going to take me forever. Anyway, so I quickly plugged as many of those as I could in, and quickly created my little, the images from the time that he'd said to today. And I quickly put in that little thing just with a quick pause, and it goes into, so I'm going to just quickly full screen that. You can see this was from 3:29 last night, and before his was going crazy. We were getting some serious pressure on the front of the field there. Wasn't super high, but you can see there where it's going ballistically, like hitting the shields hard. That's when it was doing this really high density hitting it. Again, for some reason one image won't produce when something is missing. So this was the black rings I was talking about, and it's produced by these, as well as these colors. Typically that electric convection, you'd see it would only be in one color, like how it is exactly right now. And it seems like the colors were moving around yesterday and today, as well as this black set of rings, which would be that you're looking down at the top from the North Pole here. And they start just going all over the place. So I don't know if that's what's also causing the compasses to go freaky deaky on us. But anyways, I'd pieced together as many of these as I could, up to the point where probably about an hour ago, so about 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And if you watch this again, when these individual ones go below the line and then they start to go back up and above, you really get these bizarre lines happening here to the magnetic field. And typically it should be your blue lines going off like Barbie hair on the top and the red ones going down like Barbie hair on the bottom. And right now it looks like the two of these have reversed. So I'll give it just a couple more secs here and show you what happens as this line gets close to the top here. It'll flip, and there was a point there where we lost the one of the pieces of the magnetic field there. Again, this picture right here now on the bottom, it looks like it's fairly decent. You know, like you've got your rings appearing right on the top of the North Pole as they should, and this one color spectrum that happens on the top here, that's seems to be what a standard one would look like. And that density that was hitting the front, the pressure on the front of this image here is dropped way off now. And of course this is where we start having this whole bizarre thing happen to the magnetic field there. Now this was 9 a.m. Universal Time, which I couldn't do the math for you, but obviously that was the time that Mike had just finished, you know, playing around with his compass, and it was wandering all over the map. And a bunch of other people from Dutch's website have posted comments from Germany and a bunch of other places. Theirs have been doing the same. So anyways, that's why I wanted to do this little bit of follow-up. So I'm not going to keep running this. It took me like, you know, an hour plus just to grab the individual JPEGs and piece it together here in my little Windows Movie Maker. And because that bloody site kept refreshing, let me just stop this. This site, you know, you can go and save one of these, and I just kept right-clicking, save the target as, and I'd save it, and all of a sudden this page would auto-refresh, and half the ones that I just finished were gone, but it's replaced with new ones. I thought, there's got to be just a space where I can go get all these. Anyways, all you have to do is just click the home page, and that actually takes you to the space weather simulation. And from there, instead of just getting those latest images, the individual ones, oh my god, there's a movie archive. Son of a bitch. You do need to install a DivX codec to be able to see those, but this is the one from last night, which I just wasted, you know, all my time putting together. I shouldn't have bothered just downloading this because I've already got it. Let me just actually grab it real quick here. So this is the one from last night, 2011-03-29. That's that one that was just up there. And you can see, that's the same thing. Those lines just going freaking crazy. So I'm not going to keep playing this one either, but essentially, yeah, you can click on that. There's a little bit of information about how it's plotted and stuff. If you've got this certain type of viewer, you can actually go get a 3D view of these things as well. Unfortunately, this page is only in Japanese, and the 3D player comes from a Japanese website as well, and unfortunately that one's down. I don't doubt they've been having issues. So, but it would be kind of cool to see those ones as well. Anyways, yeah, I'll put this link down below so you've got the homepage for it, but it's essentially the same link as these ones. Just click on the home and that's going to take you exactly there. But from there, movie archives, a great place to see these images. You know, I wanted to go back and see what some of the other dates were, not right around this, and it's got going back all the way to 2005. So definitely lots of things you can look at there. Let me just grab you another one that was from, you know, this is from March last year. And DivX player isn't there. But that's what I was saying, what typical lines would look like. Not that crazy shit that just happened there, but there's your magnetic field showing the, you know, blue Barbie hair going up and the red Barbie hair going down. So anyways, yeah, take a peek at it. All right, cheers.